Hi everybody, I have with me Vishal Chandrasekhar. Today's episode with Jamming Thoughts. Did you record it?
So word of mouth, I did about 450 short films.
I'm sure you would have done all genres. I wanted to ask you about jingles.
If you think of it as challenging, it will come out as super challenging.
Less than a minute for sure.
Yes. So think of breaking it down.
Was it a thought that you've had as a kid only?
I was in 7th standard, I guess. Got the award from Karnanidhi.
भारत का स्वर्णिम गौरव केंद्रीय विद्यालय लाएगा.
Wow. It was very, very from the heart. A lot of famous jingles that I've done, Kingfisher I did.
He did Ula La La La.
I've done a lot of work in Tamil, more than Telugu. The Telugu audience, the accepting factor of music, no, is more. Visukune veladu chandamamaye
Thank you.
I love this moment. A singer asking a music director, is the scale fine? I write and compose. That's when Sita Ramam. This was completely unplanned, dude.
Hi everybody. On today's episode with Jamming Thoughts, I have with me ఆయన ఒక కంపోజర్ అండ్ కీబోర్డ్ ప్రోగ్రామర్. చాలా చిన్న ఏజ్ నుంచి కీబోర్డ్ ప్లే చేయడం స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. ఆ తర్వాత చాలా జింగిల్స్కి, సీరియల్స్కి కంపోజ్ చేయడంతో ఆయన కంపోజింగ్ జర్నీ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. అండ్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 450 షార్ట్ ఫిల్మ్స్కి, అన్ని నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ జింగిల్స్కి కూడా కంపోజ్ చేశారు. 2012లో హాయిడా అనే ఒక తమిళ్ సినిమాతోటి తన కంపోజింగ్ డెబ్యూ చేశారు. తెలుగులో పడి పడి లేచే మనసు, సీతారామం, కృష్ణగాడి వీర ప్రేమ గాథ లాంటి చాలా మంచి సినిమాలకి మ్యూజిక్ అందించడమే కాకుండా ఆ పాటలన్నీ మనందరం రోజు వింటూనే ఉంటాము. ఈ పాటకే మీకు అర్థం ఉంటుంది. ఐ హ్యావ్ విత్ మీ విశాల్ చంద్రశేఖర్. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్ సార్ ఫర్ బీయింగ్ ఆన్ ద షో. థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ ఆల్ యువర్ పేషెన్స్ ఆల్సో.
No issues.
బేసిక్గా ఈ షో చేయడానికి రీజన్ ఏంటంటే టు బి ఏబుల్ టు హెల్ప్ musicians who are trying to come up in their lives, and because all of us must have been in that phase at some point. So అందరికీ ఎంతో కొంత మీలాగా ఆల్రెడీ ఇన్నేళ్ల నుంచి ఈ మ్యూజిక్లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఎంతో కొంత హెల్ప్ చేయగలుగుతారనే దాంతో we are doing this, sir. So thank you so much for taking your time.
My pleasure. Really happy to be here.
Thank you, sir. And మీకు తెలుగు అర్థం అవుతుందా?
కొంచెం I can understand Telugu, but I can't speak Telugu yet. I'm learning.
ఎందుకంటే నన్ను తిడతారు తర్వాత తెలుగులో మాట్లాడచ్చు. సో ఫర్ ద గెస్ట్ కంఫర్ట్ కొంచెం ఈరోజు ఇంగ్లీష్లో కూడా మాట్లాడతాను అక్కడక్కడ. సార్, ఐ వాంటెడ్ టు స్టార్ట్ బై ఆస్కింగ్ యూ అబౌట్ యువర్ మీరు ఫస్ట్ టైం అసలు కెన్ యూ రిమెంబర్ అసలు మ్యూజిక్ గురించి మీకు వచ్చిన ఫస్ట్ లైక్ మొదటిసారి మీరు దాని గురించి తెలుసుకున్నది ఎప్పుడు, ఆర్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఇట్ దట్ యూ కెన్ రిమెంబర్ ఆఫ్?
Okay, so my mom is a teacher.
ఓకే.
So one day she got me a pencil box. It had that musical thing, like you can.
Oh yeah, you have notes on that.
Yes. So when you press that with a pencil tip, no, it'll produce a small ting kind of a sound. So I was playing that, and out of my own interest, I just started playing, and I played Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Like this was way back when I was 5 years old or something. So I loved it. Loved that gift. She got it for my birthday. So then I played and showed it to her, and she was also very encouraging about it. My dad was into the merchant navy, so he used to travel the world a lot. He's seen the Beatles perform live before they were the Beatles. He's taken.
So this was in which year, sir? Must be very young.
Must be 60s.
Yeah.
And he's taken selfies with the Beatles. Like back then in the what do you call it, the instant camera used to be
correct
on
yes.
that.
Yes.
He's gone to a lot of Bee Gees, ABBA and all that. So he was the kind of person who used to listen to a lot of English music. So she told my dad that this guy is interested in music. So my dad, I spoke to my dad at that time. He was like, next time when I come, I'll bring a keyboard. This was way back in 1990.
Okay.
So at that time 1989, I think.
Okay.
So he got me one Casio,
of course.
Keyboard.
All of us started there.
Yeah. So using that, I learned. But before that, when I used to go for summer vacations to West Bengal, my uncle's place, there was a bulbul tara there.
Okay.
So I used to sneak it out and play on that.
Okay.
So that's how it all started.
Okay. నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ అడిగే ముందు ఐ వాంట్ టు ఆల్సో లైక్ కొంచెం బోస్ట్ అబౌట్ ఇట్. ఇందాక నాకు తెలిసింది ఏంటంటే సార్ కూడా కేంద్రీయ విద్యాలయంలో చదువుకున్నారని చెప్పి. సో యూఆర్ ఆల్ ఫ్రమ్ ద సేమ్ కమ్యూనిటీ సార్. సో మీకు కూడా ఈ ఏమంటారు भारत का स्वर्णिम गौरव केंद्रीय विद्यालय लाएगा.
Wow. This was completely unplanned, dude.
Because sir, I really felt happy. My father would be so proud to hear this. But
Definitely.
I brought this up not to just boast about. Of course, it's one of the things. But కేంద్రీయ విద్యాలయాలో ఉండడం కూడా మీకు ఎంత హెల్ప్ చేసింది? బికాస్ నేను అక్కడ మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ మై ఇనీషియల్ లెర్నింగ్ వాజ్ అక్కడ మనం చాలా కమ్యూనిటీ సాంగ్స్ అని చెప్పి దేర్ టు టీచర్ సాంగ్స్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ లాంగ్వేజెస్. సో అన్ని లాంగ్వేజ్లో దట్స్ హౌ ఐ గాట్ టు like I got better at pronouncing Tamil a little bit, Malayalam a little bit, Odia a little bit. So was that also a part of
Definitely. It's been
Were you
a
part of the choir group?
Of course. I used to play lead keyboard for all the assemblies. Whichever, I studied in 17 different schools totally, because mom again was a teacher, so she used to get transferred a lot from one place to the other because of the requirements, because she used to handle Sanskrit and Hindi. So these two languages, she was very good at it. So requirement was there, so we used to travel a lot. So everywhere I used to go, I used to play in the morning assembly, the keyboard and everything.
Oh, okay.
And of course, overall sculpting my personality as a person and giving me a world view, it helped me a lot in sculpting my personality, because I had a lot of friends who were okay. So in KV Air Force Station 1 Kalaikunda, Air Force Station 2 Kalaikunda, it was a proper Air Force base. So there my friends were more from the north. And when I was there in KV Ashok Nagar, it was a completely cosmopolitan from Chennai.
Correct.
So it was a completely cosmopolitan group. A completely different mindset. KV Meenambakam was completely, KV DGQA was completely different. KV Gilnagar was completely, KV Avadi was completely different.
Yeah. Depending on what project school it is, the students used
depending
to
on the demographics, people used to be like.
Correct.
But everywhere, army kids were there.
Okay.
So my Hindi is good.
Yeah, that's a proud thing that all of us boast about. Right? But sir, when was the first time you've thought of composing? అసలు కంపోజింగ్ గురించి మీకు ఐడియా ఎప్పుడు వచ్చింది? అసలు మీరు అవ్వగలరు అనేది, was it a thought that you've had as a kid only, or?
So not exactly. I never thought that I'll get into composing music.
Okay.
This happened when I was told to compose. I used to perform when I was a kid, so I used to do a lot of solo shows.
Solo keyboard.
Okay. So I used to sequence back then when I was in 3rd standard, 4th standard. So this was back then computers weren't there. So my keyboard was like a proper after Casio I got a Yamaha. Yamaha PSR 510. This was a proper Japanese make. Okay. It was like the first batch release of the keyboard. It was a wonderful keyboard, and I was about 5th standard or something. I started sequencing. So I used to play songs from Roja as it is, and Talapati as it is. Okay. Like Adirakama Kai, all those songs in shows. And there was one time when there was a keyboard competition in Tamil Nadu, and about 6,000 participants played. Competed. In that I came first, and that was judged by Ramesh Vinayagam, Singer Srinivas, and a lot of other stalwarts from the industry. MSV was also there. He said one word: this guy has used the keyboard to its optimum level.
Correct.
It was a very, very proud moment. I was in 7th standard, I guess. Got the award from Karunanidhi. So big moment. So when this I decided to not decided, but I was like asked to compose music for a logo. This was when I was in 10th. So back then I used to put a lot of scenes saying no I'm going to get into robotics, this, that and all. And people will ask me, you will become a music director. No. I mean, I'm planning to get into robotics. And they asked me to do one of my friends. He was releasing a devotional album. So for that, he asked me to compose music for the logo.
Okay.
I did that. They were really happy. I thought, oh wow, okay. Probably I do stand some chance to get into composing.
I'm a little curious now. మీ 10th క్లాస్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇది కంపోజ్ చేశానని చెప్తున్నారు కదా. సో అంటే లోగో కంపోజ్ చేయడం అంటే డిడ్ యూ రికార్డ్ ఇట్?
No, it was not vocal. So it was, I had to plug in my keyboard into the computer and record track by track and then merge everything in one single track software.
Okay. What software was that?
SoundForge.
Oh, okay.
This was way back.
But 10th class is like a
Yeah, it was.
very
It was
young.
a very interesting thing for me. Back then. They gave me 2,000 rupees for that.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Back then.
This was in which year?
10th, I was 99,
Oh shit.
2000.
Then that's a lot of money, right?
Lot of
Yeah. And then let's just go a little కొంచెం పెద్ద jump కొట్టి. Did you start composing jingles first or short films కి ముందు కంపోజ్ చేయడం స్టార్ట్ చేశారా?
Short films only.
Okay. And how did that happen? Did you have, because a lot of people have friends లాగా ఉండి వాళ్ళు స్టార్ట్ చేసుకుంటారు కదా, అలానే మీరు కూడా చేశారా?
So they became friends eventually. We became friends. So how it happened was I used to play terrace cricket with my friends. One of those guys had a friend who was in need for composing music for a short film, and he asked me, "Will you do it?" I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." Then those times I was fiddling around with FL Studio.
Okay.
So that's how I started. And this was given to me by one of my friends again. So around 10th, 11th, when I was in that time. So he brought the short film. I composed some music, and there was it was about not abandoning your old parents. So I did a very emotional Veena bit in that. So they were really happy with the output. And this friend, that guy who got me the first short film, we became very close friends. He was from a different college. So I got into College of Engineering India. He became my junior.
Oh.
He after that he joined later. So eventually I covered SRM College a lot of projects. Then I did a lot of projects for Hindustan, like that. So word of mouth, I did about 450 short films.
So yeah, when I read that you did around 450 short films, I just feel that's a lot of
work.
experience also that you've gained through it. So I'm sure you would have done all genres in those 450.
Yes.
You would
Mostly
have
I've covered everything.
Okay.
Commercial short films also.
Sir, I wanted to ask you about jingles because I am very, very curious about it every time I hear about jingles, because you have to communicate the whole story in 30 seconds.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to say it in 40 seconds.
Yes.
Less than a minute for sure.
Yes.
So how challenging was it? Because I'm sure you would have started it very young, at a very young age. So how did you generally, what was the process?
If you think of it as challenging, it will come out as super challenging to you. You won't be able to move forward. So think of breaking it down. Any jingle has 3 or 4 parts. So it is the introduction of a problem.
Yeah.
Then dwelling upon it, what to do, what is the solution? Then suddenly the solution comes, and the anticlimactic thing becomes a super
High.
The brand idea, and then it ends.
Yeah.
This is the graph for every jingle. So a lot of famous jingles that I've done, Kingfisher I did that
So yeah,
one.
he did Ulalalayo.
That I did. I've done for Pepsi, I've done for Britannia, most of the national ad. There was a time when for a jingle that I did for Titan, Dhoni was supposed to come home to do dubbing. And sadly it did not happen, but we were all wearing
That would have
CSK
been such a
jerseys.
fan moment for you.
Yeah, I would have. That would have been the best day for me.
But why don't the composers get credited enough for jingles? Because నాకు చాలా jingles, growing up నాకు చాలా jingles, నాకనే కాదు, lot of people have like a lot of favorite jingles, right?
Actually,
And మనకు
most
తెలియదు
of
కూడా
the
తెలియదు.
jingles that we've listened to as kids, were composed mostly by the legendary Louis Banks. Do the wonderful.
Yeah.
Back then too, all the torch running video from DD, older times. Those were mostly composed. See, it is not the composer that is taking the front page here in terms of
But don't you think that's a little unfair also, because they would have gotten a lot of, because of course, like,
see, jingles pay you well, so
That's
it's
there,
everything is fair now.
that I know.
Of course, you don't get credited, but of course you can. Nowadays, social media is there, so you can put
Because
up
if
your work.
Ulalala, the Kingfisher one, or the Hero one, or the Docomo one that I clearly remember,
Correct.
all those, if they were on Spotify or something, I think they would have just
But yeah,
all charts would have just gone for a toss.
Yeah.
So, do you think ippadikaina
People should share.
Yeah, I feel so.
share.
Because when I was singing a couple of jingles for my keyboard player also, I feel Some of them are really nice. So maybe
See, one
they
more
should-
thing is the technical side of it. I'll tell you, IPRS is I don't think associated with jingles. So once that happens, then you'll know who composed it, and all those details will start coming.
Then of course the money is going to be even more.
Yeah, since after AR Rahman did the
Hero.
Airtel ad,
Which one? The Airtel, of course.
the first one. Correct, that one. After that, see, in Airtel, AR Rahman was a brand already back then.
Correct. So they promoted it as an AR Rahman tune.
Yes. So either we have to grow up to that level to, get noticed.
My next question, sir, when you've composed jingles and you've experienced that, like doing things in a very short time and all of that, did that help you when you started composing for films, songs for films? Let's get to background score a little later. But when you were composing songs for films, was that experience and the short films experience helpful for you? Or because here you have a little more leverage to take maybe a 1 minute more to express what you want to?
I realized one thing. I was not that good a composer until I was 35. Okay. I knew there were a lot of shortcomings and a lot of things that I needed to understand about myself. Of course, the work that I've done till that point is good. Very, very good. But that is not enough. When I say good composer, I'm talking about an evergreen career.
Correct.
Okay. I'm not talking about 30 films old composer. I'm not talking about it has to be very, very good. So there are certain standards that we set for ourselves. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was 35, I did a film. Okay, Pelli Chuplu is there. So I did a remake. We did a remake of that in Tamil.
Okay.
It was called O Manapenne. Manapenne ante Pelli Kutru.
Pelli Kutru, okay.
And O Manapenne. So it's like O Manapenne, but O Manapenne.
Okay.
So I did music for that, and there's this song called Bodai Kaname in that. It took me about 20 days, 25 days to lock the tune. That's when I realized, I was thinking to myself that I'm a music director. It is my job to, complete the thing within a deadline. I took about 1 week more to finish the work. And during that time, he had to go for the shoot. The director had to go for the shoot. He delayed it by 1 week because the song was so... Imagine how many people I'm putting through.
Correct.
So that's when I did some research. I started... I'm a self-taught musician, okay. And after 35, there's a certain thing that happens to you mentally. You start looking at things from a bird's eye view. You start looking at the entire project from a bird's eye view. And at that time, I realized, okay, these are my strengths. Till this point in time in life, I've only concentrated on my strengths. Let me concentrate on my weakness. And that's when Sita Ramam.
Oh, so you're saying you didn't think you were a good composer even for Padi Padi Leche Manasu and all of that?
It was very, very from the heart, what I did. But Sita Ramam was a mix of academics and soulful music.
But no wonder, because...
and there are two types of people. One who like Padi Padi, one who like Sita Ramam.
Yeah.
These two people are completely
I feel that
different.
Sita Ramam is a very matured album also.
Yes.
So like every scene in even the background score of it and all of that. Yeah. And I forgot to come to a part that probably you would have been through before you came into became a composer in the movies. How did the music production journey be for you, sir? Because music production అంటే పాటలకు సంబంధించిన వెనకాల చేసే ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ అంటే మీకు సింపుల్గా చెప్పాలంటే ఒక పాటలో వోకల్స్ కాకుండా వెనకాల వచ్చే లేయర్స్లో చాలా వయలిన్, ఫ్లూట్ ఇలాంటివి కాకుండా చాలా ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ ఇన్స్ట్రుమెంట్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి. అవన్నిటిని అరేంజ్ చేయడము, ఎక్కడ ఏ లేయర్ వస్తే బాగుంటుంది, ఏదైతే దీనికి సూట్ అవుతుంది, ఏది ఉండకూడదు అనేది బేసికలీ మ్యూజిక్ ప్రొడక్షన్, టు జస్ట్ కీప్ ఇట్ యాజ్ సింపుల్ యాజ్ ఇట్, ఇఫ్ ఐ వాజ్ రైట్, సార్.
కరెక్ట్. పర్ఫెక్ట్.
సో మీరు ఎప్పుడు నేర్చుకోవడం స్టార్ట్ చేశారు అది? అండ్
సో ఐ వాజ్ ఆఫ్టర్ కంప్లీటింగ్ మై స్కూలింగ్, I joined College of Engineering India, where I studied a media course. During that time, only the first semester I went correctly. After that, I joined one studio as an intern. So 3 days a week I didn't go to college.
Okay.
And my attendance was very, very bad. But my marks were good. Attendance was very, very poor. So then I went to the HOD and spoke to him, got OD, blah, blah, all that. Got myself sorted out. And then I started going for internship to a studio. My job was basically T-boy. in the studio. So whoever the production department, whoever will come, the director will come, they'll have a discussion with the music director. My first mentor was a guy called Kaushal Reddy. So he was exactly in this getup only. So he was my college senior. So this guy, he helped me a lot to understand Pro Tools and all that.
Okay.
So eventually, I moved out of that studio and I started doing
How
music
long
now.
were you in the studio?
About a year.
Okay.
So my job was initially, it started with buying biryani and tea for everyone. That was the fun part actually.
But don't you think that's how everybody should actually start? Because నాకు మా సౌండ్ ఇంజనీర్, మా బ్యాండ్లో సౌండ్ ఇంజనీర్, ఆయన ఒకసారి he gave me, like I asked him, how do I want to learn your craft because I'm very interested in it. And ఒకసారి నేను చెప్పాను, how do I start? You know what he told me? For 6 months or 1 year, just adjust the cables, put the cables on place, keyboard came unnai, DI box enti, ekkada bettali.
There's an art that there's a way to
correct. That's exactly what he told. And he said, I did that for 1.5 years when I was working for my first company. So when you were saying you are like me tea vadam adi vadam goda, I think it's a part of learning because you're slowly getting into the craft. Don't you think so?
Yes, definitely. One thing is that, and the other thing is how committed you are and how passionate you are will show even in that tea.
Correct. For how patient you are.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Tolerance and patience is the most important thing for our industry. That's what I feel.
Yeah. So how did you get into music production?
Eventually, I was doing a lot of music back then. So it was a give and take relationship for me with my mentor. I used to give my songs to him for mix.
Oh.
And so he used to sit with me and he used to do the mix and I used to see how he's doing. And that's how I learned.
Would he tell you, ఇది బాగుంది, ఇది
Yes,
బాగాలేదా?
I'll stop him. I'll ask him, why are you doing that?
Okay.
So like that I learned.
Who were some of your favorite music producers, if you had anybody, or somebody who you worked with, మీరు వర్క్ చేసినప్పుడు మీకు చాలా ఎక్స్ట్రాడినరీగా అనిపించిన మ్యూజిక్ ప్రొడ్యూసర్స్, because we don't talk about them so often.
I know. See, a lot, this may come as a surprise to most of the people. Of course, Ilayaraja and A.R. Rahman are there as music composers. Correct. But my favorite music producer has forever been Ranjit Baro.
Okay, of course, he's done some
He's
amazing.
a mind-blowing percussionist, live percussionist, and I would someday wish to work with him because see, he did a song, he did a film called VIP in Tamil. Not many people know that he did it at that time. When
Which VIP? The
old one.
Okay.
The one with Prabhudeva.
There's a beautiful song in that which SPV sang, I think.
Beautiful song. So that time when A.R. Rahman sir was on his peak, Ranjit Barot released this album called VIP. Everyone thought it was wow.
A.R. Rahman.
A.R. Rahman has redefined himself like that.
Yeah. Even I thought so.
A lot of people had that misconception. So when I got that CD, and when I saw the name, I saw it was Ranjit Barot. He's done another film called Urchagam. Okay. Those songs are also good. But predominantly he's done a lot of rhythm work, background work. Correct. For Rahman sir. So he's my...
Yeah. His arrangements, yes. Everything was just...
Yes. And then off late, I listened to a lot of Junkie XL.
Okay.
This space also. Then, what's his name? Johan Johansson.
Okay.
His work. Hans Zimmer, of course. A lot of Karsh Kale. And a lot of Agam.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything.
And who are some of the producers that you worked with? Because you yourself are a music producer, so do you believe in collaborating with a...
No, see, so far my growth has been very, very in tandem with whatever I've been hearing. I've been trying to incorporate that in my music.
Correct.
So anything global will definitely be part of my music, because the reason why I'm using global sounds is because they have proved themselves. The sound is global because it has reached so many people.
Yeah.
And internalizing that sound into our Indian music is very, very important, because when something, imagine you're doing a nice massy song for a hero, and imagine there is like this group of singers who are singing in a very, very African way, like a chant kind of a way.
Correct.
It'll
really add that much.
Yeah,
heroism.
It'll be a really goosebump moment for people who are watching it. Something in that space also you can think. So I'm just exploring as much as I can.
So when you said Agam, I remembered this, sir. మీరు ఒక కర్ణాటిక్ దాన్ని కూడా తీసుకొని యూ డిడ్ అ సాంగ్ ఇన్ అ మూవీ. ఎస్ ఇన్ అ మూవీ I think you incorporated a
The
Carnatic.
theme of Sita Ramam is in itself is based out of Saramati Ragam. Stuff like that. Yes.
Have you taken any kritis and kind of?
Yes. I have done that.
That's what I was talking about.
Yes, I've done that. So there's this again. Om
It's a Telugu movie, yeah?
Oh my lovely Lalana.
Yes. That's what I was talking
about. So that was composed by Karur Shivaramaya for the Vadayars.
Please talk about that.
Yeah, for the Vadayars of Mysore. And this was so basically the song is a Javali. Okay. So in Carnatic music, Javalis mean divine eroticism. So it's about Meera singing about Krishna. Yeah. But fantasizing about Krishna's beauty and handsomeness and all that. So
just give a context, జావళీలు అంటే కర్ణాటిక్ మ్యూజిక్లో ఇంతకుముందు రాజులు అలా ఉన్నప్పుడు వాళ్ళ దర్బార్లో డాన్స్ చేసే వాళ్ళు ఉంటారు కదా, వాళ్ళు రాజుని ప్లీజ్ చేయడం కోసం ఆయన ముందు చేసే డాన్సెస్కి వచ్చే మ్యూజిక్ జావళీలు. ఇట్లాంటివి చాలా తెలుగు సినిమాలలో పాతవి దే యూస్ టు బి అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ జావళీస్.
సో పదమ్స్ అండ్ జావళీస్
sung, Jikki garu had sung.
Correct.
But I think this is...
So I did a study on that. For Padi Padi Leche Manasu, that song I did for Oh My Lovely Lalana, it was adapted from... the song in itself originally is called Oh My Lovely Lalana. The Javali goes by the name Oh My Lovely Lalana because it was composed in English by Karur Shivaramaya. Because the Vadayars of Mysore had one Britisher coming in so that he could understand the true meaning of the song. So he wrote the lyrics in English and he composed it.
So fascinating. Yeah.
So we used that first line and I took it to a different spin-off.
So when you are arranging for that, were you in an Agam zone during that time?
Not exactly. At that time I wanted to do something completely out of the box, completely real and something that is very close to my heart. So I was like wanted to explore and Hanu sir gave me the free hand to do it.
Yeah, I was about to ask, ante how important is it for you to have directors who also encourage you a little?
It is very very important that a director understands the true potential of what we are going through first as a composer and true sense of true problems that we go through and other than that a good sense of judgment. So with me and Hanu it's been like almost 12-15 years. He's almost like a family friend to me now. So when I play something and I sing, he'll immediately say it works or it does not work. So my energy and time is saved. His energy and time. He's a wonderful judge of good music. And this we had an argument for when we did Sita Ramam. I said for me Oh Sita is a bigger song than Intandam. He said no. Intandam it's a very simple song. You see it'll work better. We had a bet. I lost it.
Which one worked? I don't know. I like both of them equally.
For me, most of the inputs that I got from people who like the songs, Intandam is better for them.
I like all the songs in Sita Ramam equally. You know what my favorite song? Okay, so tell me what your favorite song is.
Mine is O Prema actually in Malayalam.
O Prema is O Sita. Hey?
No. O Prema.
Oh yeah, of course. I think you only sang it in Telugu.
No. Kapil and only sang. So the Sangatis are very like how I do it generally.
My favorite in Sita Ramam is Evarini Adaganu.
Oh, that is Anushka's favorite actually. It was actually till the day of the release that song was not there. So the movie is releasing on a particular date. 2 days before, okay. 2 days before that, the song was not. There was another song in the film for that situation. When that situation came and it's a new song, okay. Before that, the last song you, as an audience, that you would have heard would be Intandam, okay. So we wanted to bring the love factor of the thing here so that there's a connect.
Correct. Absolutely.
Entirely. So KK sir was sitting behind me and he was like, just write this down. No? Evarini Adaganu,
Emaindani.
Yeah. Vadulu Radhani. So the entire thing, when I read it, I immediately understood where he's coming from. Prapanchamanta kore Ramude nuva, Site todu leduga. I was like, oh wow, okay.
And I think Krishnakant Garu is, now that you've brought it up, he's so good at writing simple, conveying the lyrics so well. This is a little out of context maybe, but even the song that he wrote in Hi Nana, there's a song called Adiga that, where he writes, Yemaina tappanta nadele. It is such a simple line to say, but it's conveying a lot of emotion.
The beauty of it, his writing is also, when we give a tattagaram to him to write, he'll understand the emotion and he'll choose a very, very beautiful phrase to put those simple words in.
Correct.
That is
and then he's telling you the full story. Prapanchamanta kore Ramude nuva, Seetemu todleduga. That's all. You've just told the whole story there. Sitaram Sastri garu also used to do this a lot in his songs. Of course, Kanunna Kalyanam is... he's written the whole story in that song. I feel... I think the last lines of the song, where Vidiyamidenti kottaga
Vidiyamidenti kottaga taruniki
taguva tagaduga
correct
palakani pedavi venaka pilupu polchu. That's such a good line to write. Palakani pedavi venaka pilupu polchuko mari.
Yes.
I mean,
it ends with that.
The girl says పలకని పెదవి వెనక పిల్ల అంటే ఐ కాంట్ సే ఇట్, బట్ నువ్వు నన్ను చూసి అర్థం చేసేసుకో నేను ఏం చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నాను అని. హీ సేస్ సరే మరి.
Yes.
Who would write సరే మరి in a song? It's not even poetry, dude, but only he could do that. But
I have worked.
What was your experience working with him?
I worked with him about 3 times. One song he wrote in Padi Padi Leche Manasu. Not many people know about this. It was this song happens during the earthquake sequence. So in that he wrote one song, and I did another film called Vardu Kavalenu. In that also he wrote one song. But my most memorable experience was sitting with him during Kanunna Kalyanam discussions.
Kanunna Kalyanam ఏమన్నది అనేదే, it is a
I was shocked
great
at his
expression.
At his passing. I was shocked, and I was like almost in tears because very, 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 very gentle human being and very, very sweet person to work with, and very warm also to work with. I was very, very one of the big loss for Telugu industry.
Because when I heard Kanunna Kalyanam, I'm sorry for like talking too much about that song. Everything about that song is so good that పాడేవాళ్ళు ఇద్దరు కూడా ఇట్స్ లైక్ అ కాన్వర్సేషన్ లైట్లీ. లైక్ ద ఫస్ట్ చరణం ఇస్ ఆల్ అబౌట్ ఆ పెళ్లి జరిగితే ఎలా ఉండాలి, ఎవరు లేరు కదా చుట్టూ, ఎవరు ఉండరుగా అంటే దిక్కులు ఉన్నాయి కదా అని చెప్తాడు. చుట్టాలంటూ ఎవరు లేరు కదా అంటే లాస్ట్కి హీసేస్ మేళాలు తాళాలు లేవంటే హీసేస్ హార్ట్ గుండెల సడుంది కదా, సరిపోదా అని చెప్పి అని రాస్తాడు ఆయన. సో ఐ ఫీల్ దట్, I mean, it's also happened to be one of his last songs, but such a great human being, and I miss him every day of my life. Yeah,
loved working.
Okay, let's get into a different topic altogether. How different is it for you, sir, because you've worked in the Tamil industry also and Telugu films also, how different is it? Because looking from, I would like to believe that we always, like they say, grass is always greener on the other side. ఇక్కడ చాలా పాపులర్ ఒపీనియన్ ఏముంటుందంటే తమిళ్లో చాలా ఎక్కువ మ్యూజిక్ చేయడానికి స్కోప్ ఉంటుంది, ఇక్కడ ఇట్స్ మోర్ ద అబౌట్ ద కమర్షియల్. సో బికాజ్ యు వర్క్ ఇన్ both the industries.
Yes. See, so far, God's grace, I've been getting good projects in Telugu. But my Tamil graph has been quite an adventurous one. My first film did not release. My second film was a ban, and my third film was a flop. So I've had my fair share of struggles in Tamil industry. But one thing is, when a good script, and now the scene in Tamil industry is completely changing. People are wanting good stories. Like it's becoming more like kind of Malayalam towards Malayalam. Manjumel Boys was a big success in Tamil, and it wasn't even dubbed in Tamil. So,
okay.
Like that.
Like it was in Telugu also.
Yeah. So stuff like that always works. So what it means is, see, we are not 20 years back, probably something like what do you say? Like the regular routine cinema would work, but now everything has changed. Everything is new age. People are exposed to web series. You go to Tamil Nadu, in some Madurai or some in some small village, there are people who watch Money Heist on their phone.
All of them have during lockdown.
Yes. So it's become very, very, everything has exposed. Like Amazon coming into the picture, Netflix,
Correct,
everything has changed. So the kind of work that everyone expects in Tamil and Telugu is, of course, right now I've done a lot of work in Tamil more than Telugu. But what I feel about Telugu is the Telugu audience, the accepting factor of music, is more with the Telugu
Thank
audience.
you. I've not so many times we've heard this.
No,
but thank you for saying that.
No. See, it's like about
Because I also believe in that.
yes, it is. It is true. A lot of people that I know from Telugu, they listen to it and they comment on it.
Correct.
So that means they've spent that 3 minutes of their life listening to what I did. No, that is very, very big for any artist. In Tamil, yes, of course, it's there. But again, how much push you've got in the market, that also decides your popularity.
But isn't that true in all the industries, more or less?
Good work always sells. It will somehow. You
Yeah.
can't keep it down.
Yeah.
So when you have, my belief is that when you have a good work and when you have good money to push it, better push it.
Correct.
Because any which ways, it will come up anyway. But you need to push good work a little more. That's what I feel.
Yeah. What do you enjoy more, sir? Do you enjoy composing songs more, or do you enjoy the time when you're scoring BGM for a movie?
I love everything, every aspect of it.
No, but is there Telugulo, there's this, I'm not sure if you've heard of them, but Bapu Ramana Garani, they used to be legendary directors. Andlo Ramana Garu and he told that ఇద్దరు సమానమే కానీ ఒకళ్ళు కొంచెం ఎక్కువ సమానం అని చెప్తారు. బోత్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ బట్ one is more equal and atla. So do you have anything?
See, it depends on the mood basically. So if I'm not getting any idea when I'm doing a song, definitely at that point I'll want to do RR only. But yeah, we need to train ourselves in such a way that we're able to handle both. It's like a switch on off thing that we need to train us. I'm going through that process. It's a very difficult process.
But okay, so what are the songs that you have taken the longest to compose? The popular ones, because it will be easier for us to understand.
The longest I took to compose till date was Nuvante Nanavu.
Oh, that's, yeah, I think
That was,
the wait was worth it.
Yes. It took me about 2 months to come up with the tune. So I was like, oh my God. Okay. At that time, I didn't. After that, not much of my work has not been very delaying in terms of composing. Sita Ramam was done in 20
What
days.
is the fastest? If you could.
Sita Ramam was done in 20 days, totally.
All the songs?
All the songs.
You're saying all 8-9 songs, whatever.
Yeah, everything. I write and compose. So that is what I did, a small research and I sent it to Rahman sir. He also replied saying very cool in my mail. So I was kicked about it. And I shared it with a lot of good musicians also within our Tamil industry, Telugu industry. And that helped me a lot. Actually.
In composing music.
Composing music. Yeah. And I've been taking a lot of, other than that, I've been taking a lot of music production classes online with a lot of people. So, I mean, for a lot of students. So I keep myself brushed up completely.
Do you also think, sir, that when you're teaching something to somebody, you are actually learning more than you can ever learn?
It's actually very true.
Yeah, because as a child, because both my parents are teachers, maybe I would have.
My mom's a teacher.
Yeah, so I used to literally write on the back of the doors and teach to myself before exams. So I used to remember everything very clearly. Thoroughly. And even when I'm talking about singing with somebody or not teaching as it is, I think I feel like I'm learning more. Or even if I go for vocal takes of when somebody else is singing, I feel like I'm learning more than I usually learn when I'm actually learning from a guru. So how does it work for you?
For me, it's always manual. Okay, I've got 3-4 assistants, and all of them are below 25 years of age.
Oh, okay.
So all of them are very young. So one thing that I've seen with people who are young these days is that if we are going in search of, okay, for example, if let's talk about music production. Okay,
yeah,
how to create a particular sound in a particular plugin. This is what I want to know. I'll type that in YouTube. Okay, I'll definitely find some video about it. Okay. The moment I click it, this days youngsters, the mindset is that how long is the video? We should stop looking at that. And another thing I've seen is they skip. Don't do that. Those 15 minutes are going to change your life. Okay, so listen to that. That's why you had the energy to type it, to search for it. So I always tell my guys, whatever it is, write it down. So this whole process of writing down, no, what it does is when I'm writing a particular saregama whatever notation, I'm writing it, I'm seeing it, I'm singing it in my head again. So this whole loop gets reinforced. When something is visual in front of you, you'll never forget it.
Correct.
That is very important.
Sir, being a singer, I'm asking you this question. How do you select singers for your songs?
I don't select singers. My wife sings. she's the one who selects all the singers. So actually, she's not like that. The entire team has a say in who will sound good. So how we do is, for example, when I composed Intandam, so it was composed, I think, in E. I think it's in E or F sharp, I don't know. It was composed very...
It is in E.
I think it's in E. So it was composed in C first. Okay. So I composed the song in C and I sang along the composition, and Hanu sir was sitting. So generally my process is like this. So I play the chords. I'll have the tune. I'll record it on my phone. Okay. And I'll practice it like a couple of times. And then I'll play chords, whatever I feel on the spot.
Okay.
And I'll sing it and I'll show to him. So I played like na 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 na. This was the first composition. Na 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 na. Then he nice go on. So he'll not say anything. Okay, till I come to the hook. Then he'll ask me to repeat the process. He'll ask me to sing it again. Then his one answer will be enough for me to know whether the song is in the film or not. He'll be like, yes, this works.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't get excited and all.
No, this works. Sometimes he gets excited. He'll be like, this works. And
that's exciting.
Yeah, no. There are some things I can't say on this podcast, but yeah. But it's fun. Like, it's two mad people making music. It's like that. So
But you were saying about singers.
So it was composed in C. So I recorded that ta-na-na-na, and I sent it to my wife, and so she's in Chennai. I'm in Hyderabad because I'm doing a lot of work for, at that time I was doing a lot of work for Sita Ramam. So she often comes like once a month, or I go once a month, and that's how it is because work is demanding. So I sent it to her. She heard it, and she suggested a few names. In that, of course, we recorded Suraj Santosh, and O Sita had released previously.
Oh, so you recorded after O Sita had released?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So Charan Garu became a very, very sought after name after that.
Correct.
So Dutt Garu called me up, and we have to give Charan another song because I owe a lot to his father and all that. It was very, very emotional. So I was like, okay, sir, done. Hanu sir wanted some young voice, like in the young, not that I'm saying SP Charan has an old voice.
Yeah.
His tonality is
closer to Balu Garu.
Of the 70s or 80s, okay, his tonality. Whereas Suraj Santosh is very, very post 2010 tonality. So I was in favor of Suraj Santosh. That sir was in favor. So much of this thing. We had a lot of discussion, and finally we decided no, SP Charan should sing the song because there's a certain the tune itself takes you back in time.
Yeah.
So it's better that we give him that song. So we choose the singer before we start arranging. That is very, very important because so if you were supposed to sing a song for me, I'll ask you to sing whatever I've composed. In WhatsApp itself, I'll send it to you, and you sing in WhatsApp and send it to me. Then I'll ask you to sing again like 2 semitones down, then or 2 semitones higher, or 3 or 4 semitones down. Then I'll check what is your sweet spot, and I want the entire song to be sung.
Correct.
Because it's easy to...
It's a journey also.
Yes. So it's what in that process you're learning the song. One.
Correct.
You're becoming confident with the song.
Correct.
So while you come to record, you'll know the tune already.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just figure out the lyrics and scan the lyrics and deliver. So, and my entire arrangement, now I know that your voice sounds like this, no? And I've fixed up on one particular scale. So based on that, I'll start arranging around it. So I'll use instruments that complement your voice.
With that, I also wanted to ask you about a little more about your wife. First question I got was, would she not say that I want to sing this every single time because the tunes are so good?
No.
Because singers are generally greedy. So
That way, no. See, that way she's very, very fair because she's also a teacher and she's doing a lot of vocal sessions for a lot of kids. So she understands. And of course, she's also been through the struggle. See, at one point when we got married and I did not have many movies to do, at that time she was the one who was supporting me. She was working in TCS as an HR. And at end of the month, on the first month of marriage, we would have like 17 rupees in our bank balance. So that's where we started. Knowing all that, after Jiljangjak happened for me in Tamil, that was the time she said, okay, I'm going to quit.
but she sung some really, really nice songs other than, of course, For You.
Yes.
And the one
She
in
sung
Fida,
Hey
I
Pillagana.
was saying,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And she's got an amazing voice where I feel maybe you should also prefer her more than other female singers.
No, one thing is definitely she's gotten a lot of love from the Telugu audience.
Yeah.
Because of one is her singing in Kanuna Kalyanam, everyone liked. But I couldn't exactly tell, see, because I don't speak the native language. So I couldn't exactly tell why everyone liked it. But
Because
then,
her pronunciation was so good.
apparently, that's what everyone said. And I was like very, very happy with that because it's something that, and she sang the Malayalam version as well. And she's from Palakkad, Kerala. So not fully Malayali. She's not at all Malayali. But since she's from there, she has that slang in her.
Correct.
So her Malayalam is also very, very good. Her Hindi is also good. She sang the Hindi version as well. So
Okay.
like all singers, she also looks up to Chitrama and Shreya Ghoshal. So
Yeah, but she's got a very unique texture, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And do you ask her to sing something sometimes and just to
Just to
at
check,
home?
yes.
Not to check for the songs, but generally when you guys are at home,
Music
something of
always keeps happening.
Something
so
of maybe Ilayaraja garu that you
always,
like.
always Ilayaraja. Always, because she's a person who loves Ilayaraja more than A.R. Rahman. I am a balanced person. I like Ranjit Barot, so I'm not even in the picture.
Aren't you playing safe?
Yes, no, not exactly, but yeah, kind of. So yeah, but especially in terms of harmonies and how to layer music theory wise, Raja Garu is somewhere else.
Yes.
Sound wise, of course, Rahman sir, but we do a lot of jamming at him. So
That must be so much fun. Maybe you should give us
always.
few snippets sometimes. Are you like a social media person or not at all?
I used to be, but now I'm playing it low because see, it's about 2 years since now I've only understood how Instagram works. Okay, so I'm more from the Orchid generation. So that's where
All of us are from that generation.
that's where me and my wife met actually.
Oh. No, but I was saying not because I want you guys to be popular on Instagram or anything, but people who like admire
No, today
your person,
that is apparently necessary. You need to be popular on Instagram.
that's of course true.
First question: any person asks how many
Send me
followers
your
has he got?
profile.
Yeah.
Let me check if you're popular.
Yeah.
But not for that. But I was saying because people who like you or people who like her a lot, maybe they would want to see something like
More
that.
of our lives.
Just not what's happening in your lives as it is, but maybe a little jam of you playing a guitar or keyboard and then she's singing some Ilayaraja
That is
song.
what happens in our life generally.
So yeah, maybe that would be really, really fun
We'll
for all of us
definitely
also.
do. We'll definitely. I'm seriously considering it because
Please do consider.
yeah.
My next question to you, sir. You yourself are a music producer. You started off as a music producer, right? And మీరు చాలా ఇప్పుడు ఇందాక మీరు చెప్పారు ఈడిఎం వీటిలో క్లాసెస్ కూడా తీసుకుంటున్నాను. యు ఆర్ లైక్ టూ మచ్ ఇంటూ ఈడిఎం ఇస్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ మ్యూజిక్. సో దాంట్లో మీరు క్లాసెస్ తీసుకోవడం యు ఆర్ సో మచ్ ఇంటూ దాట్. అండ్ I've heard that you have not used one electronic tone in Seetharama throughout the movie.
Yes.
For people who do not understand the magnitude of it, guys, it's a very, very big deal because ఏ పాటలో అయినా కానీ బికాజ్ ఇప్పుడు ప్రతి టోన్కి ఒక వయలిన్కి కానీ ఒక ఫ్లూట్కి కానీ ఒక స్ట్రింగ్స్కి కానీ ప్రతి దానికి దెర్ ఈస్ అ వర్చువల్ సౌండ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్రెడీ అవైలబుల్ దట్ యూ కెన్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అండ్ గెట్ చాలా దగ్గరికి తీసుకొని రాగలిగే టోన్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి వేర్ యూ కెన్ యాక్చువల్లీ మేనేజ్ అండ్ కమ్ అప్ విత్ అ వెరీ న్యూ సౌండ్. అట్లాంటిది యూ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్ బీయింగ్ అ ప్రొడ్యూసర్, వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ టేక్ ఫర్ యూ టు consider choosing to not program anything for a movie that's a really big movie in your life, isn't it?
Yes. It was a very, very brave step.
Yeah.
This is one side of it. When Hanu sir narrated the script to me, you know what was the first question I asked him? I asked him, sir, why don't you shoot it in Eastman color? In real cameras.
Yeah.
He's, for a second, he thought and he's kick-ass idea, but it's a little risky. So when I started with Sita Ramam, I saw a small interview of Hans Zimmer where he said something like, you have to be, before you start a film, you have to be convinced about the fact that you don't know how to score for this film. Only then the seeking will happen.
It's very interesting.
So that's where I started. Okay, so it's a periodical. It's a first periodical I'm doing, and it's not like, see, when you start something, you can't be immediately, okay, I have to do the best at this. Immediately you can't get into that zone. You need to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So the first process is unlearning everything that you know. That's where it started. I'm very, very happy that process happened. So it was difficult. Initially, it was difficult. See, you can't go to Omnisphere. You can't use Massive. You can't just randomly go into stuff. So I studied a lot of Telugu music of the 1970s and what all the instruments.
Who were your some of? Can you just tell a couple of songs, sir? Maybe, because I'm very curious to know.
That song I heard. Then from I don't remember names immediately, but from the 1950s to 60s to 80s.
So you're talking about the era of Vidyalaya garu, Salu Rajaswara garu.
Yes.
Susarla Dakshinam.
Yes. During that time, I heard a lot of that style of music, and mostly I heard a lot of Hindulam ragam being used during those, especially for the patriotic.
Correct.
thing. And since Sita Ramam
for devotional also
for devotional, correct. So since Sita Ramam was kind of slightly on the patriotic side, because there weren't patriotic songs in the film as such.
Correct.
But
it runs in that background.
Yeah, it goes in the background.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So that kind of research I did. What instruments they used during that time. All that I studied.
But I think O Sita Hey Rama has a lot of that influence very clearly seen.
Totally.
And what I love about O Sita Hey Rama is of course, both the singers, especially Ramya Akka, the way we had a discussion about that last time when I spoke with her. But also the arrangements, like you said, the instruments that you have used in the song, and it's very 1950s, 1970s style, but with a much better sound.
Yes, that is the difference. No, see, why do people like olden music is because the musical content is much richer.
Correct.
But of course, the sound is not that great. My whole idea was to bring that clarity of sound record, because nowadays we have.
Do you
good
also
technology.
sometimes feel that ఇళయరాజా గారి పాటలు తర్వాత అవి ఇప్పటి సౌండ్ లో ఉంటే అసలు ఎలా ఉండేది? Do you feel like that?
I do.
Because I heard Balu garu say this so many times that Ilayaraja garu used to record 50-60 piece string orchestra live.
When you go and listen to it live, no, it will be mind blowing.
How was it though?
Oh my God! When we did Sita Ramam, when we did the theme, no, for.
Could you just do the theme a little bit?
Na 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 na. So this bit comes when Princess they realize that Sita Mahalakshmi is actually Princess Noor Jahan. Na 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 na. So this does not have words, it just has emotions.
So much emotion.
The beauty of that is when you come from na 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 na. That is the beauty of it. So there's a slight of Darbari Kannada that I've infused into Saramati. So stuff like this actually pushes me a lot.
Yeah. I think
listening
in
to
the
it live
theater
was
also, when that comes and suddenly in the full string section that the Anyaswaram comes in and then it just feels like.
Correct. When we did live, we couldn't write this because the string players need notations and like the proper Western notations. Like
I was going to ask you that, sir. Before you just tell, I want to ask you specifically. This might be a little too technical for people who don't understand, but నాకు చాలా క్యూరియాసిటీ. ఇప్పుడు నాకు కూడా వెస్టర్న్ నోటేషన్ రాయడం అదేం తెలియదు సార్. ఇళయరాజా గారు రుద్రమదేవిది ఒక ఐ సా యూట్యూబ్ క్లిప్ where he writes notation for a చిన్న తాళం మీద ఇట్లా కొట్టేదానికి కూడా he writes a notation. And you know, he's so brutal, right? And he says, just throw all the computers, you should not use them. And that's what he says. And when I saw Ajay Atul do probably what's that Marathi film, Sairat, or even that Jab Tak Jahan Mein Dana, even that, they say that they don't have the knowledge of notation. They're also self-taught apparently, which is very tough to believe, just like how you are. But how same, so I also don't understand anything. So if I want to perhaps work with a Chennai string orchestra or perhaps a Budapest string orchestra, how do I convey to them? Is it easy or is it as
very
difficult
easy,
as I think?
I'll tell you. What we do is I compose everything. Of course, I write and compose, but my writing is different from their writing.
Correct.
We write in Saregama, S, R, G, M. That's how we write. But their writing is it's a five line stave on paper, and there's that typical treble clef,
staff notation. Correct.
Bass clef. That's how they write. And Raja sir, he writes
harmony
it like
notes.
English.
So there's a story, sir, I've heard about Raja sir, that when he composes songs, for example, Mate Mantramulo, there's all that. He just puts his hand on the harmonium, apparently, just sees what the sa is. So he just sees the sa and then he starts writing.
Corresponding.
He starts writing, sir. He doesn't even sing it, apparently. He just writes it and then gives it off.
You know what his belief is? It's faster. Because there's a time that you take to play it and then you confirm it. No, it's faster. Whatever I thought is faster. So it's from the head to the paper.
It's unbelievable, sir. Because
and there's also another incident that I know of. So how the process is, the lead violinist and the lead viola player and the cellist will be standing behind when he writes. Okay, so his speed of writing is their speed of copying it. Okay. And he'll just go off in one flow. So he'll write everything and he'll tell Purushothaman or whoever it is, will be like the very silent place. They'll be just he'll writing. Puru? Oh, sir. And he'll give it. And they'll make some 20 copies, 30 copies of the entire writing. And then he'll go off for a different session.
I've heard
that's on a different level.
Yeah. So Balu Garu told this in one of the after one of the songs. He said the time that he takes to compose any song is constantly 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
It's not more than that, less than that. Whether it's a mass song, whether it's a fully classical song, whether he's composed. Of course, he's composed a song which are as good as a Tyagaraja Kriti or something like that, or some songs which are completely Western. He's just doing everything in 20 minutes. So that is something that I also know, and that is something that we should all as musicians, strive to become, strive to achieve. Because imagine a man who started his career when he was above 35 years old. He's done 1,000 films today. Okay. And I just checked his Wikipedia just out of curiosity. On 1 month, he's released more than 36 films. How is it humanly possible? And here we are sitting and doing music, and I'm not able to come up with an idea in like some 2 months. I'm taking one song. Am I even fit to be part of this year? But anyway, sir, let's not discuss about. Let's not get depressed now. But I'm sorry for cutting you down. Please talk about the string orchestra and how easy or difficult it is to work.
No, see. For writing the theme, we could not write it in Sita Ramam theme. I'm saying we could not write it because it's in a ragam, and definitely it's not a good idea to send it to Budapest because it again becomes modal music. Carnatic music is very, very difficult for them to play.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because they will. It is writing it is very, very difficult. Going to be very difficult, and listening to it and emulating it is also going to be a little difficult for them. And that's something I learned as the process was unfolding. So Budapest Orchestra, they're very, very good with Western modes. They're very, very good. Indian modes, no, are not so much, because I would suggest our Chennai Strings Orchestra is is far better and adept at responding to other thing. So how we did conducted it was my wife came center stage and she started singing, and they had to listen to it and go with the flow.
So did you guys also write the harmony, or would they do a bit of arrangement also?
Nothing. We have to do everything. So every note, every sangati
Is yours
is
only?
mine.
Yeah. And the dynamics they would hear and by what your wife is singing, and then
No, I'll tell them. So dynamics wise, the notation.
because you also write dynamics in a notation,
Yes.
right?
So the dynamics wise, everything was Western. But style of playing sangadis are very Indian.
Correct. Nice. My next question, sir, is something related to this only. ఇప్పుడు అట్లీస్ట్ నేను చూస్తున్న వాటిలో తెలుగులో అండ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ దట్ చాలా లైక్ ఫర్ లాస్ట్ 5-10 years లైవ్ మ్యూజిషియన్స్ స్పెషల్లీ పర్కషనిస్ట్ సార్, ఐ ఫెల్ట్ వాళ్ళని చాలా తక్కువ యూటిలైజ్ చేస్తున్నారేమో అని నాకు అనిపించింది సార్. బికాస్ వెన్ మణి శర్మ సార్ వాజ్ ఎట్ హిస్ పీక్, అప్పుడు he was known for his percussive BGMs. You know, sir, there used to be one BGM completely dedicated to the percussionists.
Yes.
I can name at least 15 songs right away. Where the third, it used to be the third BGM, the one that comes before second charanam, is almost every time the only a percussion solo.
See, you are saying second charanam, no? How many songs have second charanam? No, but yeah.
So sir, ఇప్పుడు మీరు దాంట్లో సీతారామంలో you used a lot of percussions also, which were all live, part of the orchestra.
Yes.
So what do you think is the importance of having it? And I am asking you because ఇప్పుడు కొత్తగా రాబోయే కంపోజర్స్ ఇప్పుడు ఉండే కాంటాక్ట్లో ఉండే టోన్స్ వాటితోటి దే ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు మేక్ థింగ్స్ డూ, అండ్ చాలా దే ఆర్ ఆల్సో వెరీ క్లోజ్ టు రియాలిటీ చాలా ఉండగలుగుతున్నాయి కానీ బట్ దే ఆర్ స్టిల్ లిటిల్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్స్. సో what do you think is the major difference in terms of sounding also?
See, we are so influenced by Western music. I'm not against Western music, okay? We are so influenced by artists like The Weeknd and so much of Western music we're consuming, and we think that our music is not up to that. There's a general thing perception of that Indian music is not up to that standard of Western music. Tell me one Western, I can tell you 2 Western songs which have a dhol, not more than that. Dhol or dholak or duff.
Yeah.
And the lyrics are in English. Okay, there's a song called Afterglow by In Excess.
Yeah.
It has a beautiful dhol loop going on, but that's all. That's all there is to it. Tell me one what is it, Telugu song or any South Indian song that does not have a kick. Everything has a kick.
Yeah.
So the influence of
even a sad song has.
Even a sad song. So the influence of Western music is so much that then we have to raise our standards of programming, everything to that level. Then yes, makes sense.
Yeah.
So according to me, Indian percussion is very, very rare. It's very, very beautiful if you know how to use it correctly. For example, I'll tell you one good song that Rahman sir did. Kadal rojave ningeni. In that, there's one small tabla thing used sparingly with a kick and a snare. It'll sound good. It's about how you choose to exhibit what you have in hand. You have to.
When you were saying that, I remembered, sir. So me and my drummer keep discussing about this so much. Have you heard this song called Mona Mona Mona?
Yes, I have.
There's a layer of Nadaswaram in that.
Yeah.
That's only on the right?
Yes. There's a lot of stuff like this. There's a song called either Ennavale Adi Ennavale. In that, the opening, there's a small silence there. Okay. Next time after the I'll show it.
Something
yes,
like
so there's a small
before the chorus starts.
No. Before the chorus, no. On the middle of the chorus, there's a small flute portion. Not many would have heard it.
Yeah. Of course. Of course, sir. I've heard it like
mind blowing. That is,
yeah.
and a lot of sounds that he's done, especially with Rahman sir and Sridhar's combination. A lot of work that came out during
Sridhar
the 90s.
Was his mix engineer until Rockstar.
Yes.
Yeah, and the most legendary hit Sridhar. Sir, my next question to you is, so the trends in music, it's changing very quickly now. Chala fast ga because of the number of composers we have also and their influences also. Like ఇప్పుడు మీరు సడన్గా మొన్న ఒక కంప్లీట్లీ ఒక ఆర్కెస్ట్రల్ ఆల్బమ్ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ స్కోర్ you've composed something like that. Somebody like Sunny MR is doing full on electronic music and stuff like that had come just now.
Yes.
And full commercial music is also happening.
Yes.
Commercial, I don't know, that's another question, we'll get there. But so many things are happening and the trend is changing so much, and we get to hear a lot of songs where the lyrics are just said, they are not even sung. A lot of songs, right? Even that is like a trend that has
Mumble rap has become a...
Yeah, so that also had started now, and those songs are working really, really well too. So as a composer, how do you update yourself? How do you decide if you want to be a part of that trend, or how do you... I can't say if you want to be a part of the trend, but ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఆ పాటలు వింటున్నప్పుడు
How do I see it?
how do you see it, number one? అండ్ సెకండ్లీ మీరు మీ మ్యూజిక్లో అది పెట్టగలరా లేదా, ఎంతవరకు తీసుకోవాలి, హౌ మచ్ షుడ్ ఐ టేక్ అండ్ హౌ మచ్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్ షుడ్ ఐ ఇగ్నోర్ అనేది, హౌ డు యూ డిసైడ్?
See, there is the entire world is... I've got two extremes, okay? One is Sita Ramam, the other one is Jiljangjak. There's no comparison between both. Okay, this is diagonally opposite to that. Okay, and Jiljangjak does not have ragams in it. Okay, it is full on quirkiness.
Yeah.
So something like shoot the kuruvi has a nice weird sounding to it, as opposed to Kanunna Kalyanam something. So the idea is, when the world is following this, I'll be here. When the world is following this, I'll be here. That's all.
But do you not have the fear of becoming irrelevant sometimes if you are doing it?
Irrelevance is something that comes out of logic. Okay, you cannot put music in a small box called logic. You will be relevant at some point if your music is true. At some point you will be relevant, because that's the only thing that lives after you're gone. You can't put it into a box called relevancy.
Because when you are, I want to just talk a little more about this sir, if you don't mind. Because when you are composing for really, really big movies like Sita Ramam, for example, and you choose to be on the other side of the trend, I understand what you're saying, and it also is slightly spiritual, I would say. Whatever you said is that, music is bigger than relevance and everything else. That I completely agree. But when you're but this is also a commercial space, right? This is not indie music where you're doing it only for yourself. You're also answerable to maybe a Dulquer's fans.
Wait. There's a reason I'm there in the project. No?
Yeah.
What is the reason is what I have to ask myself. Why am I here? Okay, so am I here to do work, expand on someone else's work or someone else's taste, or am I here to show something new? This question I'll ask the producer before I sign.
Oh, so you decide your project based on that. So then you don't have a problem. Absolutely, yes.
So it'll either be, people will feel very comfortable giving love movies to me generally, because my music comes across as sensitive. But there's another side to me. I've done thriller films which are very, very highly successful in Tamil, and quirky films which are highly successful. That's how the Tamil audience see me. But Telugu audience see me in a different light. So I'm happy to enjoy the love and this thing of everyone from all the sides, because I'm getting so much to explore. No, why am I here? Why am I part of this project is the first question I'll ask. So if someone calls me up, if you're the producer, you call me and say that I want you to do a film which is completely thriller based. So I'll ask you, what made you think that?
Yeah.
It is not about, okay sir, I'll do it. It's not like that. I'll ask them why they came, why they chose me. So when they give me an answer, I'll stay true to that.
So you also, by whatever you said, can I say that you choose quality of work over quantity at any given point of time?
Definitely. We all see, like I said, we've all made mistakes in our lives wherein we've started off.
Oh, so you've passed that phase where you...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very nice.
So with respect to Telugu and others, definitely want to do good quality films.
How do you define commercial music, sir? Like, what is commercial music to you? There are so many ways of looking at it right now.
So many ways, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So for you, what is commercial music?
See, music these days is not bought. Okay, it's free. Okay, and a lot of pushing also goes behind the scenes to make you listen to the kind of music that people think that this music sells. Actually, that music is pushed, and that's how it works. I'm addressing a lot of truths here. Okay, I'm breaking a lot of ideas and preconceived notions. So any good thing or bad, there's no good or bad in music. Okay, commercial music is what people in general consume, and this is the kind of music that becomes the background music when two people are talking. But there is another kind of commercial music. This is secretly people listen to it before they sleep. Secretly people listen to it as their caller tunes. That for me is commercial music. In a lot of occasions, I've heard a lot of people come to me, a lot of big directors come to me personally and tell me that we listen to your music in a different zone. I'm very, very happy and thankful about that, because see, I don't want to be in every space.
Yeah.
There's a niche audience that I know that I have, and they really like my work. So why disappoint them? At least I have a group of people who's listening to me, So try my best to keep it to that.
That's really nice. Sir, this is, I don't know if it's completely related to music, but when I was thinking about your Sita Ramam journey and how it kind of changed the way people look at you also, and I think even the film industry looks at you also, I had this question that, do you ever had the intuition of becoming this music director that you've become today? I mean, do you think there's a role of manifestation or intuition
Definitely.
in the life of a musician? Because
I did. When I did my first film, Haida, it did not release. My second film got nominated for national awards, music. And it was directed by Santosh Shivan. And it was about the Sri Lankan issue, war issue. Okay, I was 22 years old when I did the background score for that. So handling a political drama at that age was very, very difficult for me, because I didn't know much about the craft. I didn't know much about of course, I did a lot of research about the Sri Lankan issue before entering the project. So, yes, but how do I produce it musically? How do I show it off musically? I did that film 6 times. I got a lot of scoldings from Santosh Shivan sir, and that's where I learned that this is the way you need to do. And when that came out, for me, it was huge, because I really looked up to someone like any music composer would really look up to someone like an A.R. Rahman, who got their first project as Roja. And here I'm standing, I got my first project with Santosh Shivan sir, who's the cameraman of Roja. And it's already gone to a lot of film festivals. It's yes. Very, very big. On the day of the release, the third show, it got banned, because it did not align with the political scenario and political endorsement of a lot of people. Okay. So a lot of political fringe groups threw a lot of acid and all that in the theaters, and they burned the screens and all that. A lot of stuff like that happened. So this I see in my second film. My first release.
And you're 22 years old.
Yeah, 22, 21. So I was like on cloud 9 when they announced the date and everything. And on the same day, I'm like, we say in Hindi, just say matam pad jata hai na. That kind of a thing happened. And I was like, I couldn't come out of it for like 2 days. But then third day I was like, fine. My wife made baked some cake, I think. Yeah, so I've been wanting to get into that space of, really, really good music. And after like 30-35 films, I finally land a film called Sita Ramam. And in Chennai, I'm known as the music composer of Sita Ramam more than Chiljangjak. And that is something that I'm really happy about.
But is it something that you saw coming, or let me put it this way, when it happened, did you feel that you belonged there?
Till the day Sita Ramam released, till before the day Sita Ramam released, I was like very, very scared, because that film in itself, the grammar of the film itself is old. like old grammar, like it's classic grammar. You don't see it often. And during that time, movies that were coming in Tamil and Telugu were very, very, very modern and very, very forward. So, and especially Tamil audience are very, very, what do you say, very, very critical with films. So I was like, I don't know, sir. So Hanu sir asked me, do you think it will work in Tamil? Sir, I really don't know, sir. I'll be very honest with you, because we've traveled a lot. I don't know, sir. I don't think it will work in Tamil, sir. I'm very doubtful of it. Finally, when it came out, it ran for like 6 weeks. I'm like mind blown. Okay. So we cannot judge the audience. It's the first lesson I learned.
Sir, this is the last question that I wanted to ask, and it's a question that I want to ask everybody who's on the show, because it's related to the band scene also, because I particularly sing for a band called Jammers. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You know it.
Yes.
Sir, we've been meaning to make a mark in the indie music scene as it is. And we've been working a lot on our indie music stuff, apart from, because of course we started off as a commercial band, because commercial as in cover band. Because as a college band, you only play covers, right? So we used to play covers, and suddenly the scene picked up so much in Hyderabad, and then everything happened. But sooner than later, we wanted to get into the indie scene, and we were very desperate about it. So, and I've seen that you've also composed so many, at least I've heard at least 5 or 6 of your private songs, including the latest one called Kashmir. Which is a beautiful video though.
Yes.
Sir, so what is your take on independent music, and how often do you compose for yourself also? Do you get time to do that?
Yes, I'm making a lot of time to do that, because independent music is something that I see myself more fitted into.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
More than cinema music, because I was also part of a band called String Theory, and independent music is where you have no one is controlling you. You don't have this whole templated thought process, and you're not under the pressure of using this person or that person. You're not under the pressure of, you don't have to worry about what people will think. Okay, because the most important thing of independent music is to think independent. That's why the term independent.
Absolutely. Yes.
So it does not fall under your Pallavi Charnam. Sometimes Pallavi Charnam category itself is thrown out of the window in independent music. Today morning I was listening to a song called Ooh Lady by a singer called Inga. And that song has been, you guys should check it out. It's a beautiful composition. It's a very, very funky and a very, very quirky song. See, this you won't get to hear in cinema music. Cinema music is always heading towards something.
Correct.
Okay, there is a hidden agenda in it. There's a purpose in it.
Absolutely.
And there's also push that is happening. But independent music, you won't find many views in YouTube, but there are many songs that I go and listen to in loop mode. Independent music, yes, always. I've worked on about 4 songs other than Kashmir, which are waiting for release. The video is done.
Oh, okay. And sir, do you have a plan of playing live concerts anytime in the future?
My body of work is not so big that I can accommodate a 2-hour show or something like that. Yes, definitely the plan is there, but not now. There's some long time to wait before I come to that point where.
But I'm sure because you were with a band also, you would know how it feels to be on stage, right?
Yes,
so
I love the feeling. I love the feeling. See, one thing is I'm in total control of myself and when I'm on stage, and I know exactly what is happening. I'd like to do a live concert sometime, but not right now. Definitely not in the next 2 or 3 years.
But I think because we are all waiting to watch you perform the songs of Sita Ramam, maybe not in a different arrangement, maybe because you can't go with a 60-piece string orchestra. So I'm sure you would come up with.
Yes, and it's a lot of work actually.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it is. You know, when we are performing covers only, when we are trying to arrange a song and change the whole scape of it and still maintain the essence of the song, it's a big
like
task
walking
for
on
us.
a tightrope, no?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because you can't make people feel that he has just. I mean, for your songs, I'm sure when you arrange your own songs, people might not be that critical.
No, there are times I do like 11, 12 arrangements of one song before releasing it.
Oh shit. And are they like very different from each other?
Completely.
Oh, okay.
Totally.
Okay.
So I'll show you after the podcast. It'll be fun.
Yeah. What would be your advice for people who are wanting to be composers or in general musicians also?
See, your first few years are going to be very, very difficult. You will have to, it's like almost surviving on Maggie and top ramen. But that is the difficult part. And there'll be, you have to fall back on friends and family for support. It's good if you have a family that supports your music. Consider yourself the best when that happens, because 100% sure if you have a family that supports, if they are not very supportive, try to make them understand as to why you are so passionate about it. And when you say that you're passionate about it, you bloody well be passionate about it. Like, that is very, very important, because it's like a commitment that you're giving. See, for me, if you ask me personally, tomorrow if I die working, I'll be the happiest. Okay. So that's the amount of commitment I've given to music. Be passionate, and have a lot of patience and have a lot of tolerance to hear a lot of hard things about yourself. And also have friends. Keep your friends who are very, very critical about your work, keep them as close as possible.
Those are some like really, really magical words, I would say. Very nice. Sir, I have a few questions that are not rapid fire as it is, but they are ones which you can just give like short answers, I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
What is your go-to song or go-to composer, or the process, if you could just tell in short, to overcome a creative block when you have a deadline? Let's say I'll give you a situation, you have 2 days or maybe a few hours and you are in a creative block. You can't think of anything. Naushad ji's songs.
Yes.
Okay, because...
Or Madan Mohan.
Oh, because they're raga based and nice. I want to discuss more about it, but okay. Did you ever get a compliment from a composer or composers from whom you look up to, and could you just tell?
Yes, big time. Sharat sir called me after he sang the song O Sita Rama, that song. He spoke, so basically I know him through my wife, because my wife sings a lot for him, and she's like almost like a pet student to him. So he spoke to her, and I was unfortunately in a flight at that time, so I didn't know that he had called me because my phone was on flight mode. So I got down and I called back. I couldn't get in touch with him, but apparently he spoke to her about how well he liked Sita Ramam's music.
Oh, that's one. Do you have anything else that you want to share?
That is one big thing. A lot of people. Anil Srinivasan is a very close friend of mine. Ramesh Vinayakam sir, he spoke very good things about my music. Yeah. And biggest thing is when Rahman sir said very cool about my small research work that I did.
That's really nice, sir. Sir, who is it the most difficult for you to work with? Is it with singers or instrumentalists or with engineers? Who are the most annoying people to work with?
Actually, I've had my fair share of all of this growing up in this industry, but now I've formed a beautiful team. Okay. So I don't face these problems anymore.
Or you can't say even if you face because they're a team now.
I have to be diplomatic.
Sir, can you name an artist or a situation who changed your perception in the flip of a moment about a song?
There's this song called Oru Deivam Tanda Puve. In that, the charanam is something completely extraordinary.
It just comes as a surprise.
Yes. Correct. That completely changed how I see music.
Oh. Sir, what's your dream collaboration?
I would like to one day mix a song for Raja sir and program a song for Rahman sir.
It's great. Did you ever lie to skip a deadline?
I have. Okay. Okay.
We've caught you off guard, so it's fine.
So there's this site.
You don't have to say it.
No. It's okay. It's the fun thing. Okay. I've stopped doing it, guys. So yeah, I'm good now. The last 15 years, my journey has been good. It's called the site is called corruptthisfile.com.
Okay.
So you can put up anything of your work and it'll corrupt it basically.
Guys. Sir, in this professional environment, I feel it's very difficult to find friends for life sort of thing, na? Do you have any friends for life in the film industry?
No, most of my friends are one is one IT going guy, the other one is he works in a car company. Then it's completely
Nobody from the movie industry.
Nobody. And all my guys who work for me, I found them. One is an engineer. He quit engineer. I mean, he didn't. He finished college and joined me straight away. He's a mechanical engineer, and another guy is an auditor. Another guy is a lawyer.
Nice. If not a musician, who would you have been? Like, don't say robotics.
Nahi, I was heavily into cricket, so probably I would have tried, but then, yeah, knowing the politics in it, probably I would have had the chance to play IPL sometime. I don't know. I was very serious about it.
Nice. Who are your favorite cricketers, sir? I didn't write this, but
Order of priority, see, right now,
say
Dhoni.
Virat Kohli first.
No.
Say Virat Kohli, no, sir.
Dhoni.
Just
Second only Virat.
say Virat Kohli, no.
We bleed yellow. Number 7.
Have you met anyone from Chennai who doesn't like Dhoni?
No one. Everyone loves him. Tala for a reason.
Nice. What's your favorite travel destination, sir?
So, okay, when it's very cold, I like to go to the tropics. When it's really, really hot, I like to go to the mountains.
Do you like beaches?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What is a song or album of yours that you thought it chala pedda hit avutundani? You can say song, but anta reach avandi. At the same time, assalu avadu anukunnadi viparitanga reach.
In my first film, I did a song called Ra Ra Radera. That is a very, very. But
Could you just hum it?
Ra Ra Radera. Gampakinna Kompanantu Kunnaira. Ra Ra Radera. Ginna Kodi Ganna Pattu Kundera. It's a beautiful song. It's about this village. Nani is singing about the girls in his village who are so brave and all that. So he's a very, very fearful young man who has a lot of fear in his life. So this song I used a lot of folk and a lot of guitars in a very nice rock style.
Okay.
I thought it would work, but then at that time it was too ahead for it.
Okay. And do you have anything that you thought was, it's a good song, but then it just hit millions and millions?
Actually, I did a song called Shoot the Kurvi in Jiljangjak. And I made, there's this veteran actor called Radha Ravi. And he's known for his voice and all that. But no, I made him sing in that song.
Okay.
So it was like a master stroke move. So Siddharth only was the person who was the hero of the film, and he produced the film. So me and Siddharth, we go back very long from Jiljangjak.
Who are your favorite composers, sir? Ippudunna vallallo, like contemporary composers?
I listen to a lot of Ajay Atul.
Okay.
I listen to Western musicians more these days. And like I said, Agam, I listen to a lot of Agam. And there's this Indian raga that I keep following.
No, but as in film composers?
Film composers, I pretty much listen to everyone. So,
is there any special liking that you have?
Not like that. See, because you're, as a film composer, you're constricted by a lot of things. So everything becomes same.
Yeah.
So I would rather not, there are touches of good music, good independent style that I hear in a lot of Ajay Atul. Okay. And of course, Rahman and Ilayaraja sir.
Yeah. Apart from them, of course. Yeah. Who are your favorite male and female singers?
Male singer, I have, in different languages, I have different singers who are my favorite. In Telugu, I like to listen to a lot of Anurag Kulkarni. And in Malayalam, I like to listen to a lot of Harishankar, K.S. Harishankar. I really like his work. Of course, Suraj Santosh. And in Tamil, I like to listen to a lot of Yazan Nizar.
Okay.
Yazan Nizar is the guy who sang Hridayam Jaribethu Tholi Thirugu.
The letter song. Yeah.
Correct.
And of course, Evarini.
Correct, that. So these are my favorites. In female singers,
apart from your wife.
Okay. But I'll take the safe route. But I'll take the safe route. Okay. I actually like Ramya Behra a lot, and I find her to be very, very dedicated and very, very sincere in her work. That is very nice about her. That very nice quality. Of course, in Tamil, I love Chitramma. because she's one of the legends. I worked with her thrice. I had the opportunity. And in Malayalam, I haven't recorded many. I've recorded 2 people so far, and Amy Varapalli and one more singer, Nitya Maman. So both of them are relatively good only. But Chitrama on a different level.
Yeah. That's all. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks
so
a lot
much.
for
Thank you so much for
being on
having
the
me.
show.
Song. Okay.
చిలకే కోక కట్టి నిన్నే చుట్టుముట్టి. దట్ స్కేల్ ఇస్ ఫైన్, నో?
Yeah.
సీతాకోకలాయనా.
I love this moment. A singer asking a music director, is the scale fine? Generally, it's the other way around.
So you'll do the next line, sir. We'll just rehearse it once, maybe. చిలకే కోక కట్టి నిన్నే చుట్టుముట్టి సీతాకోకలాయనా.
విల్లేక్కు పెట్టి మెల్లో తాలి కట్టి మరలా రాముడవ్వనా.
అందం నీంట చేస్తోంద ఊడిగమే.
యుద్ధం చాటింది నీ పైన ఈ జగమే.
దాసోహమందిన ప్రపంచమే అదంత నీదయే.
విసుక్కునే వెళ్ళాడు చందమామయే. నువ్వంటే నా పనేంటనే. ఈ నేలకే దిగేను కోటి తారలే. నీ కంట వెన్నెలేంటనే. వెరీ నైస్, వెరీ నైస్.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for being on the show. Thanks a lot.
Thank you
It's
so
a
much.
pleasure to have
Pleasure
spoken
indeed.
with you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.